Okay, good morning. Wednesday, yay. And I mean yay. As I said in my note, as much as I love doing lots of different things, I feel best when I practice yoga. And this morning, we are going to focus on our core. Your core consists of your abdominal muscles. I have them underneath there somewhere. Obliques, your side muscles, your pelvic floor. You can think of it like a trampoline or a hammock, and your back muscles. And you can also think of your core like a cylinder. So where I want to begin is sitting tall. If you're at home and you prefer a chair, or if anyone prefers a chair here, that's fine. But sitting up nice and tall, we have practiced this many times before, but as I mentioned to you, one woman I know said that she strengthened it's Cynthia Funk actually from the Yoga Sanctuary. She has a very flat stomach, and she said it was through her Kapalabhati breathing. But where I want to begin is developing an awareness of relaxing the belly and then using your muscles to pull your navel in towards your spine. We're going to be doing, a number of different exercises this morning that will, I hope, bring awareness to this area so that even after class, we take it into consideration. And I suppose the most important aspect of strengthening our core is so that we can easily maintain good posture. Okay? I mean, the other things like sexual function and incontinence, those things are important too, to some of us. And I hate to say it, but I was in Rexall drugstore up in Goderich. I'm noticing an expansion of the rows of incontinence products. It was almost like disturbing. So I guess they're doing big business up there. Anyway, not in this class. Okay, so sitting up nice and tall, using the cushion underneath your butt really helps you lengthen your spine. If you bring your hips, your buttocks to the edge of your cushion, so rather than perching on top of it, try to bring your sits bones to the edge of the cushion. That just helps to release the hips and allow you to sit up nice and tall without so much effort. Because in life, we have to spend a lot of effort on so many things. So just close your eyes, relax your shoulders. Sitting on your cushion, feel your sits bones connecting. If you are sitting on a chair at home, then be sure you're not leaning up against the back of the chair and that the soles of your feet are flat on the floor. Rest your hands on your thighs, however feels comfortable to you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and just lower your shoulders away from your ears. Be aware of where you might be holding your shoulders. And on your next inhale, consider lengthening through your spine. And as you exhale, not only lower the shoulders, but consider drawing your shoulder blades towards one another. This can go a long way in relieving shoulder tension, where your arm bone attaches into your shoulder joint area, the capsule, by bringing your shoulder blades together. And stay relaxed through your neck. And as you inhale, let your belly expand. And as you exhale, gently but firmly pull your belly back towards your spine. So feel your abdominal muscles activated. Inhaling, relaxing, expanding, letting your belly just hang out. Exhale. Gently but firmly pull your navel towards your spine. Once you're done exhaling all the air out, Do this on your own breath rhythm of expanding as you inhale and retracting as you exhale. Not only does this exercise activate as well as relax your belly, but it also ensures that you're receiving as much oxygen as possible in through the nose and expelling all the carbon dioxide and other waste through your exhalation. Sitting up nice and tall, keeping your shoulders over your hips. Do 2 more full rounds of inhaling and exhaling. And then just breathe naturally for a moment as I remind you of the technique of Kapalabhati breathing. This is a great technique. I'm using it in the car when I'm driving now, just to stay energized and also calm and present. So in Kapalabhati, it is a forceful exhalation and a passive inhalation. So you're going to be sitting tall still. You're still going to relax your hands. So you're going to inhale. And you can exhale just a little bit and then make it a forceful exhalation. So you're literally pulling your abdomen in towards your spine forcefully. You can do this at any speed you like. Once it becomes easier, when I'm doing it in the car, I do it fairly quickly because I really want that alertness and the presence driving. So inhaling, exhale a little bit, and then exhale forcefully. And then pause for a moment. Yeah, I should have passed some Kleenex around. But what I want to say is, if you're not sure if your belly, and I'm looking around the room, I can see many of you are getting this. I'm not sure with some of you. Place one of your hands on your belly. If you're not sure that you're actually on the exhalation, pulling your belly in a lot. So I'll just demonstrate that. So, okay. That's bad news that I keep wiping my nose. Pardon me, I'm just gonna, there we go. Okay, so once again, sitting up nice and tall, relax your shoulders. If your legs are bothering you crossed or however they are, just release one or both. But sitting up tall is important, and relaxing your shoulders, reaching up through your crown, inhaling in place. Exhale a bit, and then forceful exhalation. Okay, and just breathe normally and just sit for just a couple of seconds before we come on to our hands and knees, where today we are going to focus on holding along with controlled movements. So a little bit slower, working with as well as against gravity. We want to not let gravity or not let the momentum take over. We want to be intentional about the muscles that we'll be using in our core. And, you know, if you don't have a big tummy, which some of you don't, obviously you're not going to see that action as much, but it all works and it's all good. Okay, so place your cushion off to the side. Come on over onto all fours. And let's begin in cat and cow. Be sure your hands are underneath your shoulders. If you have wrist issues, you can come onto your knuckles, or you can take your hands a little further forward or apart. And knees are underneath your hips. And here's where, again, we're going to be super mindful here of on the exhale, breathe all the air out and pull your belly in towards your navel as you round your spine and drop your tail and tuck your chin. And then on an inhale, you're relaxing your belly, letting it all hang out. Draw your heart center forward, shoulders away from your ears, lifting through the neck and the head, eyes rolling up. Exhale, rounding. Engage your core, pull your bellies in. And then relaxing your belly on the inhale, lifting your tailbone. And exhale, pull your bellies in. Focus on your core here, your transverse abdominis. And on your own breath, continue slow, controlled, intentional movement, synchronizing the breath with the movement. So you can only really pull your navel in when you have all the air out. And then, of course, you're taking air in, hollowing out your lower back. Please do 2 more rounds. And on your last round, can you hold for about 4 seconds in your cat pose with the rounded back, exhaling, holding, holding, and that will do. Let's come into our child's pose. Take your knees as wide as your mat. Flatten the tops of your feet. Bring your big toes together. Take your time if you're prone to toe cramping or foot cramping. Take your hips back towards your heels. Lower your torso between your chest. If bending your knees 90 degrees isn't helpful for you today, then come into puppy pose, keeping your bum up in the air. You can fold one hand on top of the other to rest your forehead. Breathing into your side and back ribs. Okay, inhale, come on up, back onto all fours. for bird dog. Bird dog engages multiple groups of muscles, including the pelvic floor. So once again, I want you to focus on the cylinder, your core. If you think of it like a cylinder, we're going to work it all the way around. So you're going to take your left leg back, take your shoulders back too, why not? And then bring your right arm forward. So we do this quite a few times. We repeat some of the same yoga asanas because out of the thousands of possibilities and variations, some of them just work so many muscle groups that are important. This, of course, for posture, for your spine, but we're focusing on our abdominal muscles. So the deepest of your ab muscles are your rectus abdominis. This is what is referred to as the six pack, and it is engaged in forward flexing. So if you do sit-ups, that's a forward flex. That works your rectus abdominis. We won't be doing any sit-ups today, kids. We don't need to. And then release arm and leg. And take a deep breath and exhale, extend the other leg and other arm. And the great thing about developing core strength in yoga is that you do not need any equipment. Your body is your equipment. Gravity is the weight. Reaching and stretching with attention to your core, your abdominal muscles. One more breath in, stretching. Exhale and release. Let's come into one child's pose with your knees together, please. Lowering your torso onto your thighs and just stretching through your arms, reaching forward. We never eat much, if anything, before we practice yoga so that we don't upset the digestive process. And then inhale, come up. Once again, we're going to do dolphin pose, which we've done in the last couple of classes, because again, it focuses obviously on upper body strength, but I want us to focus on our core. So taking your forearms onto the floor, you're interlacing your fingers. Remember, you're going to bring the bottom baby finger inside of your hands so that you're not squishing it. Have a look that your elbows are underneath your shoulders, and then curl the toes under and lift the hips up and just let your head hang. Again, focus on your core. Your legs don't have to be entirely straight. Try to relax your neck. Just let your head hang. Move your shoulders away from your ears. Engaging your core. So there are multiple benefits of stretching the backs of the legs, engaging the core, strengthening the shoulders, and also reversing the flow of blood so that 75% of the blood now goes above the heart into the head, neck region, and releasing. Okay. We're going to curl the toes under, and we're going to slowly roll up to standing. Keep your knees soft for a moment, and just let your upper body hang out. Once again, this is considered an inversion. Stretching out the lower back, the glutes, the muscles in the back of the leg, and then pressing the soles of the feet into the floor, keeping the knees soft, bended. Slowly roll up, one vertebra at a time. Let your arms hang like a Raggedy Ann or Andy doll. And let your head be the last thing to come up. And then inhale, shoulders up to ears. Exhale, roll them back. Let's bring the Hands behind the back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Keep your knees soft. Inhaling in place. Lift your gaze. Lift your hearts. Exhale, fold forward slowly. Just relaxing your core for a moment. Letting your arms come up whatever amount they can and let the crown of your head float down. Release your arms down below, let them swing. And again, slowly roll up one vertebra at a time, letting your head be the last thing to come up. And then interlace your fingers the opposite way, just feel it. Again, bending the knees, lifting your heart and your gaze. Inhale. Exhale, slowly fold forward. Keep your knees bent, please. And releasing, slowly rolling up, one vertebra at a time. And that will do. Remember to take a sip of water anytime you like. We're going to do 2 rounds of sun salutations. They will be slow, focused. And even though the wobble is okay because it works your proprioceptor muscles, we're going to try to not wobble because we're going to be so strong through our core. Okay? Please start at the beginning of your mat so you don't run out of runway. Bring your feet together, one fist width apart. Inhaling in place, exhale, bring your hands into prayer. Step your feet apart, reach your arms up, look up, stretch through the core, stretching those hardworking muscles. And then inhale, bring your feet back together. Lift out of your waist, hinge from your hips, the tops of your legs, stretch forward. Now, when we go slowly, you're feeling your back muscles work. Forward folding into Uttanasana. Please let your head hang, tent your fingers on the floor. If you need to bend your legs, you will, of course, in Uttanasana. But as you practice, you will find your hamstrings lengthen. Step your left leg back, drop your knee to the mat. Bring your hands onto your front knee, focus your gaze 8 or 9 feet in front of you for balance, and then lifting up, press through that back heel. Sweep your arms up. So this is where focus on your core. It might help you reduce the wobble. Press through that back heel. That is your anchor. Pull your navels in, but keep breathing, of course. Turn your hands forward, spread your fingers apart, bring them down to the floor. We're coming into plank position. Now, for some of us, we may not want to be right on our hands. Maybe we'll bring our knees to the floor, cross at the ankles. Those of you who are in the full plank, think about drawing your shoulder blades together, shoulders away from your ears, engaging your core. Even think about bringing your hip points, your front hip points closer together. It's kind of, you're obviously not going to be doing that, but it's just a little tip to try to help you engage your lower abs. Your pyramidalis, these are your lower abs. They support your low core. And then release your knees to the floor. Flatten the tops of your feet. Take your hips slowly back towards your heels. Rest your belly on your thighs. Stretching your spine through your shoulders, through your arms. And breathe. Stretch your fingers out. Feel the stretch through the shoulders, through the arms. And then leaving your hands where they are, slowly begin to come forward, keeping your torso nice and low and your bum high. When you can, lower your forearms and elbows onto the mat and then release your chest and your chin. For those of us who are working on reducing the hump in the back, kyphosis, this is an awesome exercise. Slide everything out behind you. If you find yourself with your feet off your mat, then scooch yourself forward and then lower your forehead. Draw your fingertips back towards your shoulders. Bring your elbows in towards your side body and press your forearms down towards the floor. So notice how this brings your shoulder blades together and moves your shoulders away from your ears. Keep the tops of your feet flat for a moment. Roll an invisible alley with your nose to lengthen your neck. Press your hips and pelvis in towards your mat. And then lift just your head, neck, shoulders, maybe your chest off the floor, coming up into baby cobra. Lifting your head, eyes rolling up towards your third eye, Ajna chakra. Breathing. Eyes can be open or closed when you're rolling your eyes up. So strengthening the back muscles, definitely important to the core. Stronger back muscles help your abs fire. One more breath in, lifting up. Exhale, lengthen as you lower. Curl your toes under. You can come up onto your knees first, or just lift your hips up and then walk your feet a few inches forward. Bend your knees. Press your sits bones towards the back of the mat. Align your ears with your inner arms. And then press your heels down towards the mat. Don't worry if they touch. Just notice the stretch in the backs of the knees, the calves, and the Achilles tendons. Breathing here, draw your navel in towards your spine. This is another inversion, important to get extra blood supply above the heart. And when you press your sits bones towards the back of your mat, you relieve some of the weight from the front of the body, placing it towards the back. Lift your left leg up in the air, bend at the knee, tip it over to the opposite side, stretching the obliques. These are two sets of muscles that wrap around your waist that help us twist, turn, rotate. And then bring your leg back. Look at your left hand. Swing that foot as far forward as you can. If it doesn't go very far, drop the opposite knee, pick the foot up at the ankle, and place it towards the front of your mat. Swing your back leg forward. Please let your upper body just hang. Stretching the spine, relaxing the compression, arms beside your ears. Engage your thighs by lifting up on your kneecaps and pull your navel in. Inhale, sweep the arms in front, reaching up. Feet apart for balance. Look up, arc back. Inhale, bring your feet back together. Lift out of your waist. Hinge from your hips. Again, slowly coming into Uttanasana. So you're working your core. Let your head hang. Bend your knees. Sweep the arms out to the side, reaching up and overhead. Exhale. Hands in prayer. Bring your hands towards your center of your chest. And releasing. How's the heat? How's the heat? We good? Okay. Okay, one more round. Inhaling in place. Exhale, hands in prayer. Step your feet apart. Inhale, sweep the arms up, separate the palms, stretching the front of your body, stretching your transverse, your rectus, all your abdominis muscles. And then inhale, bring your feet back towards one another. Lift out of your waist, slowly folding from your hips, keeping a nice, long, strong core. Take your time. The more you stretch before, the closer you will get your hands, fingertips to the floor. Please let your head hang here. So give your head a bit of a swing so you know you're relaxing it. And now step your right leg back and drop the knee to the mat. And then placing your hands on your front knee, focus your gaze. Inhale, lifting up, press through that back heel. That is so important for balance. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Focus on your core. Feel it engaged. Keep focusing on the floor. Attempting to reduce the wobble. Fingers are active. Core is firing. Turn your hands forward, spread your fingers apart, bring them down on either side of your front foot, coming into your version of plank. Try to ensure that your shoulders are directly over your wrists. Have a look at the wrinkles in your wrists. They should line up with the front of your mat. Spread your fingers apart. And then consider a zipper from your pelvis to your sternum. Pull that zipper up. While you're holding plank, if you still are, bring your shoulders away from your ears and consider drawing your shoulder blades a little bit closer together. Keep your zipper done up in the front of the body, and then release your knees. Flatten the tops of your feet. Slowly take your hips back towards your heels, stretching everything out. Exhaling with your belly on your thighs. You'll be able to purge the excess carbon dioxide out of your body. Keeping your arms stretched, stretching through the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders. If you keep taking your hips a little further back, you'll feel more stretch through the shoulders and the arms. The core is having a bit of a holiday for the moment. Leave your hands where they are, and then slowly staying nice and low, slowly coming forward. When you're able, release your chest and your chin onto the floor. I know how awkward this feels. Trust me, it's awesome for your spine, the alignment, and reducing any roundedness in the upper back. And when I say roundedness, slide everything out behind you, I mean the excessive roundedness. Okay, lower your forehead to the floor. If you're considering the fuller version of Cobra, then widen your feet, roll your baby toes into the mat. Tops of your feet are flat. Pressing your hips and pelvis into the mat. Draw your fingertips back to align approximately with the top of your shoulders. Press your shoulders away from your ears, taking your forearms down towards the mat. So we're all going to begin in baby cobra. No hurry. Roll an invisible alley with your nose. So you're looking straight down at your mat. On an inhale, without using your hands, slowly bring head, neck, shoulders, and chest off the floor. So baby cobra is a completely different movement than the fuller expression of cobra in terms of some of the emphasis for the strength. Right now, we're not using our hands, we're using our core muscles. If you want to try to press up, keep your shoulders away from your ears, pressing up. You may need to have a little bend in the shoulders. You can stay in baby cobra, all good. Eyes always rolling up towards your third eye, Ajna chakra. Keep your shoulders down, keep your elbows in. One more breath in. Exhale, lengthen as you lower. If you separated your feet, bring them back towards one another. Curl your toes under. Press into your hands. Lift your hips up. Walk your feet a few inches forward. And then bend your knees. Take your sits bones towards the back of your mat. Press your chest towards your knees. Align your ears with your inner arms. And then press your heels towards the mat like an inverted V. And bring your awareness and attention to your bellies. Just engage your core. You want to keep breathing. If you're not sure if you're holding your neck, just move your head just a little bit. Feeling the stretch in the backs of your legs, especially your calves, your Achilles tendon, and the back of your knees. And then lift your right leg up in the air, bend at the knee, tip it over to the other side, stretching the obliques on the right side. We're going to work to strengthen them as well. And then bring your leg back. Look at your right hand. Swing that foot as far forward as you can. Or drop the knee. Pick the foot up. Move it with your hand. And then bring the other leg forward. And just let your body hang over your thighs. Again, relax your neck. Give your head a bit of a swing. Let your knuckles drag. Your knees can be soft here for a moment. And now bring your arms beside your ears. Engage your thighs by lifting up on your kneecaps. So you are locking your knees here and pull your bellies in. Sweep the arms in front, reaching. Feel that core firing as you come up. Bring your feet apart for balance. Look up, reach up, arcing back. Inhale, bring your feet back together. Lift out of your waist, slowly reach forward. Let your core do some work here. Reaching and stretching. When we slow down and we don't use momentum, we work a lot more muscles. And let the crown of your head float down. Bend your knees. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, reaching up. Exhale, bring your hands into prayer. And then release your arms and give yourself a good little shake out. Nice hill. Okay, we should really video the whole class because it's really fun to watch, guys, trust me. Okay. Bringing your feet a little bit closer together for chair pose. Chair pose absolutely works the core, it works the thighs, it works your butt. Okay, so we're going to inhale in place, Exhale, swan dive forward, just halfway and then all the way. Let your heads hang. On an inhale, slide your hands up the front of your shins. Tabletop your spine. Exhale, slide your hands back down. Keep your awareness and your focus on your core. Now bend your knees, drop your hips as if you were going to sit on something. Make sure your toes are in front of your knees, and then inhale, sweep the arms up. Utkatasana, chair pose. Breathe. Maybe you can sink your butt just a little bit more or not. And exhale, forward fold. Relax your lower back, relax your neck. Give it a shake. Inhale, slide your hands back up the front of your thigh or your shins. Exhale, slide your hands back down. Bend your knees, one more chair pose. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And if they're too high, just keep it shoulder height if that's better for you. Sink your butts. Close your eyes. Notice the muscles working, your obliques are working, your low back's working. And then inhale all the way up. Praise the Lord. Exhale, float your arms down. Take a sip of water, flat out and relaxing for a moment. We're going to let the benefits of what we've just done to be uploaded. Good work so far. Going to get easier, but not too easy. Because I know you're all going to take it easy the long weekend coming, so we need to get this work in, right? So lying on your back, please turn your palms up in the open and receiving position to externally rotate your humerus, arm bones. Let your body be soft and heavy just for a moment. Relaxing your core before we get back to it. So basically your pelvic floor works in tandem with your abdominal muscles. And the reason why we focus on the pelvic floor and take it into consideration, as you all know, incontinence could be an issue, especially if you had babies. Sexual functions always improved with a stronger pelvic floor. And even low back pain can be associated with a weak pelvic floor. Alrighty. Bend your legs, place the soles of your feet where your knees were. Try to line up your heels visually, of course, with your sits bones. Arms are beside your body with your palms facing down. Press the small of your back into the floor and slowly peel your spine off the floor. So this is working a lot of things, but specifically we're going to work the pelvic floor here by tapping. So keep your feet where they are. Everything stays in the same place, but you're going to bring your knees together. You're going to tap them 10 times. You don't have to do this in a hurry, but you can probably feel your pelvic floor working. I mean, we all know about Kegel exercises, and you can do those while you're standing in the grocery lineup. So you're tapping your knees together. That's it. That's all. Works your lower abs, your pyramidalis muscles, and it works your pelvic floor. Okay, you've probably done 10 by now, starting from the top of your spine, slowly releasing all the way back down. Let's draw the knees up into the chest for a moment, one hand on each shin, and just do a little rocking from side to side, or maybe just pull your knees in tight towards your chest to stretch out your lower back. And releasing. Keep your knees bent. We're going to do a different exercise to work the obliques, and we're going to go back again to the pelvic floor. So in this case, all you're going to do is bring your right heel towards and tap it with your right hand, okay? So you will be lifting your head probably off the floor a little bit. So inhaling in place, exhale, bring right heel to right hand. Right hand touches right heel. Okay, that's working obliques, and release. Inhale, exhale, tap. And releasing. Inhale, exhale, tap. Release. Inhale, exhale, tap. Back down. Last time, inhale, exhale, tap. So that's one side. Let's do the other side. Inhale, exhale, tap, release. Inhale, exhale, tap, release. Inhale, exhale, tap. You're lifting your head and at least one of your shoulders off the floor. Inhale, exhale, tap. And one more time. Inhale, exhale, tap. And that will do. Arms are beside your body. Tuck your shoulder blades under your heart center by lifting them up. Tilt your chin towards the center of your chest. We're going to go back to knee taps, working on the pelvic floor. So press the small of your back into the floor. Peel your spine off the floor, lifting up, and then slowly tap your knees. You can hold for a second and release. Keep holding your highest bridge. There are more benefits than I have time to tell you about. And release. Tap. Release. Tap. Release. Tap. Release. Tap. Release. 3 more. Tap. Release. Tap. Release. Last time. Tap. Release. And slowly coming all the way back down. Once again, you may wish to draw your knees up in towards your chest. All right, coming over onto your left side. We're going to do Vashisthasana. Now, a couple options here for those of us with any shoulder issues. You may not want to rise right up, Kamsa. And I'm seeing some head shaking. I get it. That's okay. I'm going to show you an option. But remember, with your feet, you can do the kickstand. You can do one foot forward to the other, or if you want to go for gold, then you put one foot on top of the other. Okay? Other option. But again, be mindful. If this isn't for you today or ever, don't do it. You can come onto your forearm and lift up. So this is strengthening the obliques. These are your wraparound muscles. So that's the option too. And you can lift the arm up. Okay? So check it out. If one arm is, doesn't like doing how I showed you, then switch or don't do it at all. But inhale, coming up. So my right shoulder isn't happy doing this, so I'm going to come on to my forearm. Lifting the hips up, don't let them sag. And come on back down. We won't do this twice, we'll just do it once, because I know you'll want to do this on the weekend and impress your family and friends. Great. And relaxing, coming back down onto your backs. We're almost done, everybody. I know some of you feel like you're done already. Hang in. The sun's coming out. It's going to be a beautiful day. And you can feel great about having worked out. Okay, guys, lower your legs flat on the floor. Here's the key to working these lower abdominal muscles, as well as the pelvic floor, is to keep your low back pressed into the floor. You're going to lift your left leg up. Keep your low back pressed into the floor, and then make circles. Keep that low back pressed into the floor. I know I'm repeating myself. Change the direction of the circles. And lower it all down. Yay. Just relax your lower back for a moment. Park it in neutral, which means it's somewhere between the floor and arcing up. So not a big arc, just a natural rounding of that lumbar spine. Okay, press the lower back once again into the floor and lift the other leg up and make circles with your foot. Your leg, actually, it's your whole leg. Keep the lower back pressed in. And change the direction. Awesome. Inhaling in place. Exhale. Draw the right knee up. Interlock the fingers below your kneecap. And let's mobilize the ankle joint by pointing the foot. Flex, point, and flex. Take your left hand to the opposite side of your right knee and draw it across your body, twisting. Doesn't matter how far you go, you just want to feel a release in the low back. You will also be feeling a stretch through your IT band from your knee to your hip and maybe your glutes. But we're really wanting to just relax the low back. And inhaling, come back to center. Keep that knee tucked into the chest. Draw the other knee up and extend your leg down in front. Once again, interlace both fingers around just below the knee on your shin, and let's mobilize the other ankle joint by pointing, flexing, pointing and flexing, whatever feels good. You can make circles if you like, but I do like the pointing, really flexing the front of the ankle, the back of the ankle. But yeah, rotating is great. Place your right hand on the outside of your left knee and draw it across your body. Again, it's about releasing the lower back, but you will be feeling some stretch through the glutes, maybe the IT band. And of course, it also stretches and relaxes the obliques that you just worked. Inhale, come back to center, draw the other knee up. Let's take one little happy baby, because we are happy babies. Keep your knees bent, bring your arms inside your legs. Try to grab the outside of your instep. If that's not accessible, wrap your peace fingers around your big toes, and then try to bring your ankles directly above your knees. So the soles of your feet are facing the ceiling. Your knees are outside of your torso, just grazing your rib cage, and you're pulling down. Again, stretching out the low back, stretching the glutes. You're stretching your hamstrings too, of course. And slowly releasing when you're ready, bringing your body into Shavasana, your final yoga asana. Bringing your heels together, let your feet splay out, bring your arms beside your body with your palms facing up. Let's lift the shoulder blades off the floor and tuck them in underneath your heart center. Let your chin float down towards the center of your chest. Close your eyes. Let your eyeballs sink into their sockets. Separate the biting surfaces of your teeth and let your bodies be soft and heavy. This is the opportunity for your body to now receive and integrate the benefits of your performance. If you're not already, become aware of your breathing, fully expanding as you inhale, completely releasing as you exhale. We can focus this week, when we think of it, to breathe intentionally, fully inhaling all of the prana from the new growth that surrounds us with the trees, the grass, everything. This is a great time of year to be energized, to receive that energy And exhaling fully, allowing the trees that need our carbon dioxide. Let's not be stingy. Let's exhale fully and completely to nourish the growth all around us. Inhaling the life force long, full, and deep. And deep, exhaling. Long, full, deep, inhaling. And deep, exhaling. Inhale, stretch your arms up towards the sky, maybe over behind your heads if your shoulders like that. Point feet far, flex and point, and let your arms float back down beside your bodies. Take your time to roll over onto your side, maybe spend a moment with your knees bent, resting on your lower arm. Thank yourself for practicing today. Thank yourself just for being exactly who you are. You do more good for more people than you could possibly realize. And then using your top arm to press yourself back up into a seated posture. If you can find the cushion to place under your behind, you might find that more comfortable. We'll close our practice by chanting Om just once together. Inhaling in place. Remember, chanting, humming, activates your vagus nerve. It's already activated from our class. And I just wanted to share a couple of things. Yogananda, Paramahansa Yogananda, who wrote Autobiography of a Yogi, which I have now read a few times. Wonderful book if you really want to know the essence of yoga. And you can just read it in bite-sized portions. It's not it's not one of these things you have to keep reading. He said, each day has a lesson to teach. True self-analysis is the greatest art of progress. Not easy, guys. And I also, because there's so many people that I know and probably you know as well, Thich Nhat Hanh, the Vietnamese Buddhist monk, said, the act of praying is not just an empty wish, because behind each prayer is a practice of mindfulness and concentration. So with those few words, have a beautiful day. Namaste. And any questions or comments are always welcome. Take care.